Hello guys and welcome to a brand new video. Today I'm here with My Hero Academia Season 7, episode number 10 reaction. So the previous episode, we had a little bit of a battle against, between Endeavor, All For One and Hawks. And the thing is that we all know All For One is just someone who loves riling up people and that's literally his thing. He brainwashes people, he can manipulate other people's emotions and stuff. And he literally did the same thing with Endeavor as well, regarding his sons. And Endeavor gets out of control for a moment, which makes him slip up and he gets quite a bit injured. Hawks also gets injured and it looked like the whole situation was a big mess. In the end, Jiro and Tokoyun comes in to save the day. However, Tokoyun is used to fighting villains. Jiro isn't really. So she gets overwhelmed by All For One's attacking her, and she gets injured. Her right ear, or was it the left ear, gets heavily injured. So it ended in that way. So don't know what's going to happen with that whole situation. And obviously Endeavor is still very much injured. So All For One, the battle against All For One is not looking good. So yeah, let's see what happens there and how we get out of that situation. Let us get started. This is episode number 10. I'll be putting the subtitles and the timer here. Send it whichever is your preference, and let's begin. Okay, here's the countdown. 3, 2, 1, go. Excuse me. Oh Lord, here we go. Damn, he did try to dodge it, but it wasn't enough. Even Hawks tried to stop it. Oh boy. Oh, wait, new opening. Okay. Okay, it's a good start. Oh. Okay. Okay, that was a good song. Alright. Oh, what's happening? Oh. Level of someone weak. I think she's trying to do something else. What's that? Oh, what the hell? Oh my god, she influenced that. Using her vibrations, I think. I think, yeah, because vibrations. I don't know, I have no idea. Oh, yes, yes, yes. We need to get the head mask out of him. Oh, okay. Okay, there you go. Whoa. Yeah. Oh, that's why he surrounded it to make a shadow, I guess. Bro, when your own body fails you. Okay, so his mask is gone now. Sensory quirk that can. Yeah, that's why he can understand if people lie or not. For instance, from using copies. I see, that makes sense. Oh boy. My god, he's eating his own. He looks so weird. Uh, really? He reconstructed the mask back? Oh my god, Endeavor is here. Oh my god! Oh. Damn. Origin. Oh, this is when he became a hero? Yeah. Maybe your father who tried. Oh. Endeavor, that's why Endeavor. Hmm. Damn, so he's like, keep being like this, but use this to be better. Like, you don't have to be turned into a new person. Keep lamenting and keep cursing yourself and keep being the weak person you are, but using that overcome, yourself. Okay. Yeah, he's like, I'll never get atonement. The things that I've done. So I'm gonna keep, even if I cannot be a new person, I'll keep doing it. Yeah, okay. Oh, the mask is on again. I knew that it would turn out like this. Damn. Damn, he reconstructed his hand with flame because his hand got cut. Okay. Nice. Yes, get him. His face is already, like that. Make it even more unrecognizable. I see, that's why. Yeah. So he's like, he needs to be stripped of all defenses, then I'll go in. So we need to do something about that defense. No, 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 no. You'll get in his way. Don't even try. Okay, nice. Now, bro. Okay. He's struggling. Oh my god. Your life support is gone. Oh! Yo! Is that no? Bro, shut up! Yeah. Damn, he's gonna. Damn. Wow, that was. Yes, come on. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh! He took him in the middle of the sky to burn him. Oh, but I still don't think it'll be enough. I don't know. Oh. Oh. Okay. Oh no. No, 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 no. Oh god. Oh god, this little cockroach. What? Oh no, it's one of those bullets. What is going on? What? Okay. And what the hell this is going on? Like, what is this? Bro. They look like freaking worms. Yeah. Hmm. Nice. Oh, it just regenerates back. Great. Yeah. For the best form. World of Adam Neo. Equally exploit. Bro. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Okay. Damn. Strafe Panzer. Alright. Okay. Yeah. We have to do everything within that time. Hmm. Wow. Yeah. Damn. Nice. Alright. Right. Yes! Blow his face up! Oh boy. Wait, what the? Someone's recording this? Oh my god. Oh god. What? Who is this? Yeah, what? Oh my god. Oh. Okay. His head is a volcano. I guess for the future, so that people don't, Yeah, I guess that's also important. Alright. Oh! Oh my god, Aeon, did you blow the whole place up? Wow. Yeah? Oh lord. Nice. Condenser is going. Right. Oh god. Yeah. I I I didn't think it would work. Wait. Oh yeah, he is. Whoa. Ah, good god. Right. Well, he would have been here from the beginning if Toga didn't take him with her. So okay. Alright, new ending. Wow, this is a beautiful song. Damn. Okay. Okay. And that was today's episode. Right. So today's episode was divided into two parts. The first part was Endeavor and like All for One's battle, and this second part was obviously Bakugo's whole section. So today's episode, a few things I need to discuss about. First of all, when what's her name, Jiro? Yeah, when she used the vibrations. Now, for a moment, I thought maybe it was the vibrations that kind of affected All for One's, inside work, and they started rebelling against him or something like that. Because vibrations and something like that. I thought there was like a connection or something. Maybe not. Maybe it was just at that appropriate moment the Quirk started rebelling against him. And he also gives the explanation behind that. He says that since these are all copies, obviously the amount of the control he'll have on the original will be way more than something of that the amount of control that he'll have on the copies. Because because the more original they are, the more the true they will be, and the more influence he'll have on them. But as it gets copied and everything, these being mere copies, the amount of control he had on the original one, it reduced, and that's why the copy, the Quirks, they started rebelling. That was the explanation why they started rebelling. But I don't know. I thought actually maybe Jiro's vibrations also kind of did something, But who knows? Maybe not. I'm not really sure. Either way, that's why it kind of stopped him for a moment, and Endeavor comes in and gets him. He gets him, takes him to the sky, and burns him completely. And he also said how they were like, oh, why aren't you using prominence? And he's like, I cannot use it now because he's shielding himself. Unless and until I strip him of all of his powers, the intensity of prominence will go down. So I'll strip him of his defense, then I'm going to use my strongest attack. Which makes sense, in video games and stuff. You do this, when the enemy has a defense up or something, you either wait for the defense up to go down or strip out the defense, then you hit them with your strongest attack, because you want it to be effective, you want it to be the most effective. That's why you wait for when the defense goes down. And that's what he did here as well. But in the end, I don't know what the hell he did. This is basically I feel at this point, any type of battle with All for One, be it All for One or Shigaraki, it's just completely become this whole thing of oh, this was your plan? Too bad I have a plan against that plan kind of situation. Because every single time whenever we do something and we have some kind of an elaborate plan to get against Shigaraki and All for One, somehow from their back pocket they bring out an Uno reverse card and just slaps it on our face. I don't know how they do it every single time. Every single freaking time they do this thing. And I feel like this is going to continue up until the very last episode or something, or the very last chapter of the manga. They're going to keep doing this whole thing about I'll be honest, this plan was quite good actually. This whole plan of in the coffin prison now, kind of isolating Shigaraki and All for One, that whole thing. This plan as well, which Endeavor brought up, came in, stripped him of his defense and used prominence. All of these were pretty good plans. And we've seen them use plans like this. They actually plan properly and go against All for One and Shigaraki. But I don't know, every single freaking time they're oh, you think this is going to work on me? Haha! Screw you guys, I have another plan against your your plan. So yeah, it's over. And it's something like this going on. I don't know what's going to happen to All for One now, but he's pulling out some kind of a trump card again, yet again. It's just I feel like this whole thing is just getting absolutely ridiculous. How can someone just continually every single time keep doing something like this and keep getting away with it? Just absolutely insane. Either way, I actually really liked the whole plan of I wouldn't call it a plan, but the way Endeavor kind of got up again and decided to completely destroy All for One. But obviously because he's the big bad, the final boss, All for One, he's going to do some kind of a stunt again and going to get away with it. And it's just that very unfortunate that every single of these characters, all these heroes that are doing so much, every single time because of some kind of like like stunt like this that All for One or Shigaraki pulls out, every single time, the efforts of the heroes are just washed away. Every single time. Like they can't catch a break. And the villains keep getting away with it. That's the thing. I feel like this is one thing that is extremely frustrating to me. Like I understand, obviously, they're trying to obviously kind of keep this going, and then we'll probably have the final battle or whatever, and then it is only then that we will be able to go against him and defeat him. But I feel like it's just getting a bit too frustrating with this whole same cycle repeating. Oh, big bad villains come in, we try to do our best to defeat them, almost defeat them. Oh no, they have a trump card. Every single time the same thing keeps happening. Other villains are getting defeated. You can see, most of the other villains, for example, Twice got defeated. All the other villains who are the main, the supporting characters, not the main villains, they all are getting defeated one after the other. And sometimes they get away with it, sometimes they get defeated. For example, this time Dami got defeated. Those are all well and good, but it's always these two guys, All for One and Shigaraki. Every single time they somehow find some way to weasel away like a cockroach, keep coming back again and again. And this is what I'm saying, I feel like this is getting a bit too frustrating for the heroes, and obviously I'm just come on, man, again, really, again this is going to happen. Every single time I'm oh my god, finally, is this it? Are we finally going to be having some kind of a upper hand? No, obviously not. They have a trump. They have a countermeasure of a countermeasure of a countermeasure. They have 3 or 4 layers of countermeasures ready just to slap it on us whenever we are somehow winning. Whenever we are winning, they slap that in. They bring out an Uno reverse card and bam, it's over. It's over. It's only these two, Shigaraki and All for One. Every other heroes and villains, they lose sometimes, they win sometimes, and get defeated. But these two are the ones. Like I said, I can understand. Obviously, they're dragging this for the big grand finale or whatever. But it's just so frustrating seeing the same thing happen over and over again. Absolutely, just, oh my god, really. Yeah, I feel it's about time they lose. But I doubt they will. I doubt they will. Yeah, unless until it's the end of the story, they're probably going to keep doing stuff like this and going to keep going away with it. But yeah. I just feel bad for all Endeavor. After all of that, now All for One is going to be all according to my plan. You thought that would be the end of me? No, I have a countermeasure against that. And yeah, that's literally what he's doing now. Good lord. Yeah. Like I said, I feel like this is so true. I feel like this is the only shonen show I've seen where the villains have plot armor. Really. Not all villains, these two particularly. Oh my god. Oh, well. Yeah, just a second, guys. I think I might need to pause my discussion. I'll be back. A little bit of a power cut. Just a sec. Alright, I'm back. Now, yeah, what was I? Okay, yeah, so I was talking about Endeavor. So that was that. And now, it was also another thing I wanted to discuss about Endeavor is how Endeavor says that, when he's fallen down and he himself is in front of him and he's talking to himself and he's saying something what are you doing? You're trying to change yourself. And he's no, get up, be who you are, keep being who you are, but atone for your, what you have done. Keep being that, person and keep having those frustrations that you've always had. Keep envying, All Might and keep, being like that. But use that to fuel yourself, to make sure the future or the future generations have a better, a future and something like that he says, which is very interesting because you can see in the end he says that I have decided to to pave the path for the future. I'm not, obviously he's atoning, but he will not be expecting to change himself completely because he's who he is. All the mistakes that he have done in his past, it cannot be changed. It is always there. So he'll keep being the person he is, But from here onwards, he can make a difference, and that is what he will be trying. From here onwards, for the future generations that will be walking the path, he will make, and he will consume all these burden, all these pain from that All For One and all of them are throwing at them. He'll take them, he'll keep taking the burden, and he'll make sure that anyone else doesn't have to take the burden. And that is what he decides, and he decides to go up and burn All For One. And that part was very cool, because you can see now finally All For One is thinking for himself. Now up until now he was continuously chasing a shadow, not a shadow, but like a ideal person in front of him. It was All Might up until now, and now he's changing his own ideal self. He's chasing his own ideal self, the person that he was never able to become. He's chasing that, but now he's finally decided to stop chasing and just walk on his own path. If you remember in which season it was, I don't remember, but All Might already said this to Endeavor. He already said that, why are you trying to trying to chase me? Try to be your own hero. You don't have to do things my way. You have your own way. Try being that person. And he never understood then. He's still chasing that one shadow in front of him, his ideal self he's trying to be. But finally he's decided to walk and do his own path and do the best he can in his way. And he has like a proper goal now, I guess you could say, where he has decided to pave the path for the future generation, so that they don't have to suffer. And this part, where is that part? This part is really good. He says that I must win, so that when the young people walk on that path, the mistakes adults made in the past don't block their way. I'll keep being angry at myself. The anger, the resentment, and even the punishment. I'll keep taking these on myself. I'll win and keep looking at Toya. So basically, in a nutshell, what he's trying to say is he will never forget the mistakes that he has made. He will always make that a fuel, for him to keep going forward, and paving the way for the future generation. Because as he's saying, recently he was, as he's saying, he was trying to, atone, because he was trying to forgive himself, and he's trying to turn over a new leaf, because that kind of thing. He's trying to just turn a new leaf so that he can be a good person. He's trying to forget his past or become a new person, that type of thing. Sometimes that works, obviously. Different people have different ways of atoning and moving on and doing something better for the future. However, he decided that this is not the way that I'm going to do. What I will do is that I will never forget who I am and who I was, what type of heinous things that I've done. All the mistakes that I've made, all the mistakes that all the adults have made, up until now, the future generation should not suffer for that. I will keep remembering myself, I'll keep remembering my mistakes, and I'll keep being angry, and I'll use that to fuel myself to destroy anything that blocks the path of the future generation. And I'll, make them their path so that they can walk properly. So that is what he has decided. So that is his way of, I guess you could say, atonement in a way. By never forgetting who he was and, remembering that and atoning for it in this way. Okay, so that was that. And that was another thing I wanted to discuss. And then obviously the final part of Bakugo also, Bakugo and Shigaraki's ideas coming in clash with each other, and Bakugo is I've gone through everything, and after going through all of that, I have decided, because he has his own things with Deku and the problems that he had with him. This part where Shigaraki says something like, where is that part? He says something about mistakes and grievances or something like that. What is that part where Shigaraki says all of this? Yeah, this is where Bakugo's those things I've already gone through them, okay, I cannot find that part. Anyways, I cannot find it. When I'm going to be discussing it, scene by scene, I'll probably find it then. I'll talk about it then. Right. But, in the end, we get to see, Shigaraki is just too much, And, Bakugo, after all that he tried, he could barely scratch him. And now Shigaraki is it's just, I don't know, what's going to happen with this whole situation at least. Because I'm pretty sure Deku is still quite a while. However, Shigaraki did say that, there's only one thing I can think of now, is that you are valuable to, to Midoriya. That's why, I'm sure he'll come here eventually. True, but then again, like I said, he would have been here from the very beginning if not for Toga, who literally dragged him away. So I feel like Shigaraki's weight would have been a lot lesser if Toga didn't do that. Unfortunately. Oh boy. Now he has to literally go through a whole journey to come here and start fighting again. Bruh. Right. And that is where, that is what happened in today's episode. So yeah, let's see how this proceeds. Now, that was that. Now let me talk about this episode scene by scene. In the very first scene, we get back to that scene where Jiro gets hurt. Her ear, gets injured, and All For One was saying stuff like, you thought you would be able to go against the Demon King, stuff like that he was saying. And Jiro's like, shut up, I don't care what you say, but you are the reasons why so many of my friends are, hurting. And I'm not going to forgive that. So she uses like a vibration, supersonic vibration or something like that. And All For One was like, this is nothing, so weak. I can easily take care of this. But then he realizes his own quirks are rebelling against him, and he's like, bruh, what? He cannot move for a moment. And taking that opportunity, Hawks comes in and hits him back again at the same place in the mask, where he's trying to make a crack. And he does that, and he's finally able to make a good amount of crack and break a good chunk of the mask. And then, yeah, it still wasn't enough, but then, Jiro gives Tokyomi her jacket, which he wraps around his hand, obviously making it easy for him to make a shadow, and he uses that to go and whack All For One in the head. And then finally, the final blow, Hawks comes in, uses the supersonic vibration that Jiro's using to quicken his attack and get a little bit more force into it, a momentum into it, and completely destroys his mask. And his mask gets destroyed, and All For One is and All For One up until now cannot move because his own quirks are rebelling against him. So he's like, nah man, I wasn't expecting this was out of calculation. Because he wasn't, he didn't expect his own quirks rebelling against him. So he was like, yeah. Anyways, but now he's like, you know what, time to like consume my own quirks, and he starts like consuming them, and then literally the next moment we see he uses his, I don't know what that is, that weird thing that he does. He uses that to grab onto the broken mask particles, reconstruct it back. And I'm like, great, fantastic, just what we wanted. But he tries to attack them as well, but before they get injured, Endeavor comes in, sacrifices his own hand, and grabs All for One. And now and then we move on to that section where Endeavor is literally in front of himself, he himself is like saying that, what are you doing? Like your position, your atonement, your mistakes, responsibility, you've exposed your innate weaknesses and lowered you to something I can't even stand looking at. You weren't able to become a superhuman. Remember your origin. And that's what he said, remember your origin, remember where it started. And we can see here a little bit of a flashback where Endeavor, I'm guessing he lost his own dad because of villains, obviously, and then obviously the jealousy and the helplessness that he got to feel from looking at All Might, never being able to cross that gap, and being angry always, the person that he was. And he said you couldn't keep your ugly heart together without showing on. And that's why he named himself Endeavor, which I guess makes sense. And he said you cannot be All Might or even Deku. You only ever fought against your own weakness, which is true. He was never fighting against anyone else. He was just fighting against his own weaknesses, inability to accept that, oh, maybe I'm not good enough, that kind of thing. And that's why he's like, you cannot think about being reborn as someone else. Yeah, he's literally like, you're trying to turn over a new leaf, you're trying to become a new person? Nah, you cannot become that. Keep cursing your own weaknesses, and that is the only thing because that was the only thing that is keeping you alive. Because that is literally what Endeavor is. A blob of anger. Fury, like hot anger. That's literally what his origin is. That is how he became Endeavor. So if he tries to denounce that, he will never be able to be a strong hero. So he says that keep denouncing yourself, keep cursing your own weakness, and keep being that person, because that is your origin, that is who you are. If you turn a new leaf, it's over for you and your hero career. There you go. And Endeavor gets up again and comes in front of All for One and hits him hard in his face and destroys the reconstructed mask back into scrap. And you can see All for One is like, damn, you're kind of reminding me of All Might, for a moment. And his hand has been destroyed, but he reconstructed back his hand, I think, using flame. I don't know what he did there. But he comes in and hits All for One again. He didn't use prominence here, and Hawks is like, why didn't you use prominence? And he's like, he was defending himself. I need to strip him of his defenses and then use prominence. And then he comes down. And Kami Woods and the others were like, oh, should we help him? And they're like, no. Kami Woods like, no, just get out of here. This is Endeavor. You get mixed in this whole situation. Just run for now. So they ran away. Endeavor comes in, grabs All for One by the neck, and just starts dragging him through the ground. That was hilarious. And takes him to the sky and stops there. And this is where he uses prominence. And before he uses prominence, for a moment, he remembers Todoroki, he remembers everyone else, and he's like, yeah, I will keep being the person that I am, angry, I'll not, obviously, I'll try not to become a completely new person. Obviously, I will be atoning for my sins, but not by becoming starting anew, but by remembering what I did and keep cursing myself, keep being angry at myself, and that is how I'm going to atone. That is how I'm going to fill myself up, and I'm going to use that power to destroy whatever obstacles that stands in front of the future generation. That is how I'm going to be doing this. So obviously he's not really saying that I'm not going to atone. He's saying that I will be atoning by remembering who I am. Because up until now he was trying to turn a new leaf, completely forget his past, and completely be a new person. But he's saying I'm not going to be doing that because that isn't my origin. My origin is literally anger. So if I forget my origin, I will never be able to become a hero, proper hero, because that's what I am. So he has decided, obviously, to atone. But how will he atone? By remembering his origin, by remembering what he is and what type of a person he is. And that anger will be at himself, which is directed at himself, will be filling him up as well to, be the hero that he is. And there you go. And that is where and then he uses prominence. And you can see All For One is completely just burnt and everything. And I'm oh my god, he's probably going to do something again. And yeah, All For One has yet another trump card. And he's you think I've come in this situation without nothing up my sleeve? You're damn wrong, Endeavor. And I don't know what he's doing here. So I'm guessing he's going to use those bullets. Did you think that only heroes could put their lives on their line? And you can see his growing ears and stuff. And I'm wait, what the hell is going on now? Yeah, and he's his face is getting reconstructed. Again, like I said, I literally talked about this. I'm come on, man. Really, again? Whenever we are this close to, defeating you, or you just bring something up again. Right, anyways, that was that. And then we move on to Shigaraki's situation. And since he's using growth, and it's not really his quirk, he's continuously using those hands to attack. Bakugo and everyone is trying to keep him in bay. Bakugo, since he was obviously moving around a lot, he's sweating a lot, so he can use his new thing that he has gotten, the new gadget. And he is fighting, and he's thinking everyone who's working for this, we cannot let them down. If this fails, then all our efforts has failed. And he remembers Deku as well. And okay, Shigaraki said this. This is what I was trying to search. Shigaraki said something like this. He said, misunderstanding breeds fear and rejection. And that is when immediately Bakugo goes back to Deku. And he remembers Deku's face when he tried to help him out. And this is what, as Shigaraki said, misunderstanding breeds fear and rejection. He remembers that Bakugo, and he remembers he was exactly the same. Him not understanding Deku, misunderstanding bred fear and rejection within him for Deku. And this has always been his and Deku's situation. And now finally he's been understanding. And he says all these misunderstanding, everything. Yeah. And the fear. And he's thinking of all those things that he went through. I took all that in long time ago. Yeah, and he says through all of that, the people who are trying to move forward, I'm not going to be letting, I'm going to try my best to keep, helping them, and by stopping you, that will be happening. I'll be helping them in that way. Where's that part? Okay. I know that there are those who are trying to move forward, even if it takes time. Yeah. And he blows up that whole place. And for a moment I was oh my god, did he destroy everything? But no, as we see, he contained his blast. Here you can see the business class students are actually recording, and one of them were what are you doing? You guys are doing these type of things here? Come on. And he's and the business class, they say that, yeah, we are trying to record these because we're keeping this for the future generations. As he says that this is our job to reach the people outside who doesn't know what's going on, to bring this to them and show them like this is what happened. Show them the truth, and make sure that they are well informed, and like here we go. What about his videos and pictures of historical fights? Who do you think preserved those, and for what purpose? Our job in the business course is to promote these heroes. Consequently, we have taught how to connect heroes to society. We will record along with all we have learned in the past 3 years how we won. True, because like these things will obviously make the ordinary people, the civilians, them understand, and it will also be like a warning for villains that we are here, that kind of thing. Like because it's true. Like all these like historical records and everything. Why do we have those? Because to make sure to keep the future generation well informed and teach them what the whole situation is, and make sure that people don't repeat the same mistakes again, and motivate them as well that there is a thing called justice and goodness in this world, and like that kind of thing, like something like that. So yeah, that is why they're like recording all of that, and that type of thing. Anyways, and as Kaminari says here, when everyone was like, oh my god, did Bahubo destroy the whole place? And then Kaminari's like, no, I know, like he seems like that, but he's also very like he knows what he's doing. So he says like, I'm sure he has not like hurt or destroyed any other thing or made any other people beside him get hurt from that explosion. And when we move on to that scene again, we literally see that's what he did. As he said, he contained his blast, so nobody else is hurt or nothing else is going on. But Shigaraki here, he's like, yeah, you're not strong enough, and he breaks, I think, his hand, and throws him away. Good God. And then Shigaraki's like, yeah, what are you thinking? What are you aiming for, Katsuki Bakugo? I don't know any of that. I don't know what you're trying to say. But this is one thing that I know, that Deku, you are connected to Deku. And, like, he is definitely going to come here if you are here. So, yeah, that's what I'm waiting for. And that's where it ended. So, there you go. That was today's episode. Right. Yeah, like, that whole section with Endeavor was absolutely amazing. I really love that. But still, like I said, the fact that they'll again get away with it, all for one, I'm like, yeah, it's just, what is the point at this point? Like, we're just making all these plans to try to get, defeat all for one, and at the end of it, what is it that waits for us? All for one taking out another trump card and saying that, screw you guys, your plans, well, we're good, but I have a better plan and a better countermeasure against it. It's literally the same thing. Like, what is the point? What is even the point of all of this? Like, if he's just going to bring on another trump card at the beginning, at the end of everything. So, yeah, but obviously, Endeavor was able to, I guess you could say move forward at least. And as he has said that he's not going to be forgetting his past, he'll be using that past to fuel himself for the future generations. And, which was good. And there you go. And yeah, that was today's episode. So that was it, guys. That was my reaction. If you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to press the like button and subscribe if you're new to this channel or you haven't subscribed. Comment down below anything you want to say, anything you want to let me know. I'll check them out. And that is it. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next week with another episode of My Hero Academia. Until then, goodbye and have a nice day.